see the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. Little light is shining through the window, lets me know everything's alright. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind.
Record. Let's do it. All right, we're here, ready. The season is among us. Next week, as we can see in the background, I got a similar background. Same here. It's football, not the football that everybody's looking forward to, but it's still football nonetheless. So that's always pretty good. It's in that general vicinity there. There's a guy talking. I saw him up there. What UCF?
Trying to point to the trophy.
Right. Yeah, well, we'll do that now. Oh, shit. This is a background. This is what I like right here.
Yeah.
I told you first thing I was going to do is take a family portrait, and I've updated all my profiles accordingly because why wouldn't I do that?
I like it.
Like I say, this, especially this part right here, this is just a true fact, and it's a true fact for most of the league,
It is.
I'm champion and just not pulling out, so it works.
Yeah.
Both ways.
That's how you get that double.
It's the literal double entendre, so it works out perfect.
Exactly.
But it's good. It's
well,
great.
Successful draft in the books, big guy. Successful draft in the books, and we're a week away as we pod this tonight from kickoff.
That's right. We see Brady and literally never ages against the Hard Knocks team, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
first time I've really kept into Hard Knocks. I'm there's about 3 guys they keep showing. I'm invested in those guys. I feel like there should be more, but whatever. It's not bad.
I think the funny thing is, like, HBO. This is your first season watching it?
Yeah, I never really got into it before.
They usually don't have a team that is this established when they do it. They're usually doing the ones in flux. Like they had Baker Mayfield's first year. They had Matty Ice back when Dan Quinn's first years the head coach there and whatever else. So there's usually a lot more guys that they're focusing on leading up to cuts. Plus, I think with the one less preseason game this year, they didn't know what to do. I think they were just kind of like, oh shit, usually because all the 4 of the 5 episodes used to be each preseason game. And then the last episode was about, cuts and who survives and who doesn't. And, they used to do a pretty damn good job of making you feel for these guys. And they're doing the same thing now this time.
I feel it. Yeah. I feel for those guys. Yeah.
Yep. So who knows?
Just only 3 of them now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's good though. It's entertaining. I think either way, it's fun. I think I watched the one, I guess last night. It was on last night. I watched it this morning. I was like, yeah, you know what? It sure seems like, what is it? Hardy, the running back. He's a lock. They're just like really trying to look for something exciting, I guess. But the guy in front of him got hurt. Oh, okay. Well, he broken his hip. Well, okay. It's pretty easy to slot right up.
Yeah, they spend 20 minutes trying to tell him that next man up means that you got to step up and all that bullshit.
All right. Yeah, you can be a 3rd string running back pretty easy.
Yeah.
Forget who's in front of him already.
Leave Rex Bex alone. The guy's going to be all right.
Yeah, he'll be fine. The other 2 guys, I don't know. They don't seem very good. So we'll see. It's more interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's good. It's exciting. I get to see Jerry World. That's they literally built a town in Texas for his training camp. But
I tell you what, they're trying like hell to make him a sympathetic figure too.
They really are.
They really are. They're trying to make Jerry Jones, Darth Vader, seem like a fucking human being.
Nice guy. He eats Whataburger. Whatever.
Fuck out of here.
I eat a breakfast sandwich while doing my fucking go over the film. I'm like, oh, cool. I guess whatever.
Yeah, Jerry Bear, we all know that you're not eating Whataburger. Well, Whataburger might be your appetizer for every meal, but then that Kobe beef, lobster is coming in. It's lobster
5 times a day, I guess. Maybe he gets the guy to go to Whataburger, get a wrapper, put the Kobe beef in it.
Yeah.
Then, no wonder it tastes so damn good.
That's exactly.
Maybe he doesn't know that it's not Whataburger. He's trying to be real, but not really.
He probably doesn't. He's like, man, you guys in that Kobe beef,
Phenomenal.
third pounder.
I'd pay $100 for this burger. You guys are charging too. It's amazing.
Yeah, Jerry Bear has no clue.
Jesus, this sucks. All right, yeah. I say let's get into this draft recap here. I like you said, it was a really good draft. Everything went smooth. Sleeper is amazing. Let's see if I can steal everything here. How do I do this shit? It's been so long. I'll share screen. It's right in front of my face, idiot. All right, there we go.
Yeah. Technical dip. It's the beginning of the season. Still preseason for us.
I don't look for the obvious thing, but it was a great draft. Everything went well and smooth and fun. Sleeper was fun. They mocked me a whole time for no reason. I think it's just total bullshit, but it is what it is. It's a great app. We've seen a lot of good things. Only really, one or two minor hiccups just from I guess people losing connections, but well, it was what it was. It was good. It's fun. It's easy. Definitely come a long way from the ESPN horrible shit.
Absolutely.
Other ESPN horrible shit. And we've evolved. We've matured. We found a pretty good place to be.
It's interesting too. Looking at the knowledge in this league too, I'm actually pretty pleased by it because I know I shared with you just prior to the draft. This is the first time that Sleeper did not readjust its rankings in the offseason. And the actual point ranking of the players were like raw score. So it left a lot of quarterbacks up there at the top, and I'm glad to see that not too many people fell into the trap of it. And it seems like everyone had a targeted list that they were looking for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. And most people had a plan going into it. Yeah, they did something very weird with the rankings. I don't know why they had, their average draft position, but it wasn't like a normal average draft position. It didn't make any sense, but whatever. Yeah, people battled through it, and it was pretty good,
Yeah.
Everybody did good. Not too many, nothing crazy really going on. So, we got to do it again, just like last year, there was the teams at the end. I feel like we're going to get the same thing again this year that, I think it's going to be a crapshoot. I think everybody's even closer this year than probably last year. And I think the division winners were only 9-4. So that's not a runaway by any means.
Nah.
And 6, 7, 7, 6 teams. It's 2 games back realistically from first to 6. So, I think we'll be in a similar position. So I'd say we just run down each team real quick. We'll start with Rachel Chris, who had the first overall pick. I think everybody's just start right off. Everybody's keepers were good, especially for what they had. I don't think anybody did anything really just like laughable. Everyone made some pretty good picks all around. So it was a good start with the keepers already. I think we look at our first team here down. We can't get down, but there's some questionable picks. I think we go in there. Rachel's going with the I'm just gonna go for it, wing it. Throw shit against the wall, see what happens. She's got a solid at least starting lineup, but I think better than last year's. You got Metcalf and Rodgers, some quarterbacks, some receivers. Pitts right off the bat for reasons I don't know, but there's some good talent there. There's some weird running backs. There's DB for some reason. I don't really know. I think he doubles as a linebacker, but still, we question that, especially in the 8th round.
He may have subsequently. Right? Yeah, he may have subsequently been dropped too. There were some moves. We are doing this, admittedly, a couple of days, a couple of weeks after we drafted.
I don't know if he's been dropped yet. I do know, we creeped down and had another linebacker for reasons, but I do know that our boy Smith here is out for the year, so that's not great.
Yeah,
she got a backup tight end already, so it's good. Some questionable things, but I don't know. There's some sleeper kind of picks here. This receiving core is a little bit light, but
there's a lot that's late, I think, on this team. Unfortunately, I hate to crap on Rachel, but Kyle Pitts in second round, he has to pull off historic numbers to pay that price. I mean, if he does not historically beat out every rookie tight end season ever in existence, he's not going to return that second round value. I mean, I know he's a freak of nature. He's supposedly the best athlete that's ever come through the draft. Whatever. I'll believe it when I see it. And he's got Matty Ice throwing him the ball, which, you know, it's not a bad little target when you know, everybody else is there. But, you know, best of luck to you there. I mean, I'm okay with Metcalf. I'm okay with DJ Moore, and I'm okay with David Montgomery. But, you know, after taking Aaron Rodgers and then Stafford in the 7th, I'm not so sure what the thought process was here.
Yeah, those are some you know, aging quarterbacks too. You know, they're talented, and Rodgers did with MVP. He's good, but he's gonna fall off that cliff at some point. I mean, he's you know, you look at Tom Brady, but he's not Tom Brady, and he's not taking that TB12 shit. So, and Brady's really, you know, not a fantasy darling either. So I mean, he's just a real life great player, but not in fantasy. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You know, Stafford's new position out of the Rams makes him much more appealing than he's ever been. He's always been solid, so he could be a top 10. It's definitely possible. So it's not crazy out there, but yeah. Otherwise, around the skill positions, you know, looking at Montgomery and, you know, AJ Dillon backup. Really, it's Montgomery and Chase Edmonds running the running back spot. Luckily, there's only one, but I mean, running backs do get the most points, so it's.
And most injured.
And most injured. It's true.
So
it's very true. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully the guys just come together, and you know, all you gotta do is make a couple waiver picks. I mean, that's everybody, you know, does well off waiver picks. It's not, you know, you're not gonna look at a team now and it's gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, it was a perfect draft. That's why they won the championship. It's like, no, not really how it works. You know, I'd say last year, my first 6 picks were total disasters. I mean, they had either sucked or, you know, blew out their ACL. So it's, I mean, it's just that's the way it is. You just got to play the waiver wire. So it's important. We'll give that advice to everybody. You know, just play the waivers, and you know, if this year doesn't work out, you're playing it for next year too. That's
the old adage is you don't win your league at the draft, but you damn sure can lose it. You got to keep playing every week in and out. The real champions always pick up waiver wire moves, and start-sit decisions are always on top. So
you got to do it. You have the money. The fab doesn't carry over, as we've talked many times. We've not secured any kind of sponsorships for that yet, so I can use it. You know, yeah. So we'll slide right over onto your sexy draft pick. I mean, of course, fun to start with Barkley. It was a good keep. You know, we probably would have been eaten up. Fair, but you know. 2 solid running back picks. It's big right off the bat, and then big time receivers. Even though Sleeper said it was a reach to take Mike Evans in the 3rd round, you know, whatever. Sleeper, come on. They don't understand what we're doing.
1,000 yards every season in his career. I'm not too worried about it. I'll take that, especially with the plant man still throwing him the ball. I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some competition where he's at, but he's still a very big target, and you know that goes either way. It's I mean, I think Godwin's better, right? So, you know, I think drafting number 2 receivers, I've always, you know, like that as a strategy and a plan, because, you know, they're going to put your best coverage on the number 1. So number 2 is going to get some looks.
Absolutely.
And there's no reason not to get there.
You still can't change the fact that Mike Evans is 6'6". I mean, he's still one of the tallest receivers in the NFL, still a big target, you know, so he's prone to show, you know, and score close to double-digit touchdowns every year.
It's true. You know, I think the biggest thing you got right now is the flyer on Michael Thomas, because God knows what the hell's going on there, both with him personally and his quarterback situation. God knows what, you know, Jameis throws the ball a lot, so I guess that's the hope, is that Jameis does actually stay the starter, because it sure seems like he's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if Taysom Hill's really any kind of good plan for that, but you know, he's a solid player, so it's definitely good. You know, you take our boy Darius. You know, he's the big time fantasy darling right off the bat. I mean, he's, you know, usually due for at least double digits a game, and that's, as we've talked, I mean, those points can be the difference. You know, you can definitely win a game with a good
Absolutely. linebackers, man, when they can't score negatives, I'm all about it. I want that solid linebacker every week. I just hope that he doesn't start getting concussed again like he did, what was it, a season ago?
Yeah, he was hurt, I think. I think it was when, we definitely got some injuries. Yeah, and then, you go down, you got some solid receivers. I saw you picked up Jameis off the waivers, working that quarterback play, and with good keepers down late. McLaurin, Kittle. I think you got a solid looking team here. I like that AJ Green pick.
Thank you.
I was really going to take him literally right after you did, but hey, it's good. I know that if Grant's listening, pretty much every time he made a pick, it was what he was going to take next. So for whatever that's worth, Grant likes your team, so that's all that matters.
I hope that translates to something.
It should turn to something, I guess. It looks good, solid all around. And speaking of the devil right behind him, Grant.
Yep.
Buddy, I don't know what's right. We talked about it, a Wi-Fi issue for that second pick after the keeper, and pour one out for J.K. Dobbins here. That's just that'll drive you up the wall. So if you get wasted for that, I don't blame you. That's a tough, right off the bat kind of thing. Otherwise though, team's looking good. It's a really good receiving core. Got his boy Josh Allen, Mr. Buffalo, right up there. Some solid receivers all around. Got the whole Dallas backfield and some flyers there. It's still looking good otherwise. That's a Hurts. Dobbins, could have given him something, but still good. Otherwise still going to be able to field a solid team and nothing crazy out of these picks. Everything pretty solid, pretty standard.
Yeah, I like it too. He even planned ahead. Surprise! Real big pat on the back to Grant here. Planning ahead and getting Ramondre Stevenson, almost clairvoyantly knowing that Sony Michel was going to be traded, and it's very well executed, very well done. Unfortunately, you can't do anything about Dobbins going and breaking his fucking leg.
Maybe that's the going backwards. All right, Dobbins is out, but Stevenson's in, so. Hey, we're just making up for it there. And, if he's a solid dude, there's a good keeper too, right there, right off the bat.
Absolutely. He's got whatever share he needs of the New England backfield at this point in time. He can either take the rookie or if Stevenson turns out to be the guy, whoever the hot hand is, he's ready. I like the Mike Williams pick in the 10th round. I think that's a fucking steal. The man is, he makes so many good contested catches. And with Herbert getting a little more confidence, maybe he just decides to chuck some shit up there at Mikey Will and see what he can take. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Look for a bounce back from Grant this year. Last year was his first year in. It was a little odd, weird, figuring things out. But hey, look for a bounce back, and they just added another team to the fire. It's going to be again a mess, like we always say. It's a big Tim who's drafting really, really high up for probably the first time in many, many years, if ever. But it doesn't say much. His record was bad, but his overall points was good. So it was just one of those years that it was a tough division and just things did not work out for him. But it is what it is. You go for it from there. Makes a lot of skill player picks. I feel like Tim was going some crazy gut feeling dark horse on some of these picks here. Take Justin Fields, but I think Fields could be a star. But that's Matt Nagy's fucking insane. So you never know.
I look at this team, and what's remarkable to me is that this team is now the team that has been hype trained ever since we drafted. Ever since we had the draft. All the news has come out about Eckler being the back in that backfield and how they brought over the New Orleans style offense in which, they throw the ball to Kamara all the time and boom, there's Austin Eckler. Ever since he drafted Jerry Jeudy, there's been videos every day at camp and those preseason games of Jerry Jeudy running the best routes I've ever seen a second year receiver run. I'm being a little hyperbolic, but breaking ankles, doing crazy shit and to the point where Teddy Bridgewater, his own quarterback, was like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have an ACL because it just moves. He's, Michael Carter seems to be the one that's getting lost in the weeds here. And he very well could have nothing but volume for that Jets offense that we don't know what it's going to be like yet. I mean, new head coach up there, new rookie quarterback. Carter could be leaned on pretty heavily.
Yeah. I think it's, it doesn't look splashy up front, but, secretly in the back could come right in. And, he's got a lot of these picks, right? Taking the receivers that are not the number one guy, but the number two guy. And those guys rack up the points. They got to look at somebody. And that's always big and important. Though he's got two studs in Adams and Ridley, of course.
Oh, yeah.
The quarterback situations, it's solid. Matt Ryan's usually pretty decent. And then Fields could be a stud, but, it's tough to say. He might not be right away. Give him a few weeks. Even the whole Andy Dalton thing is just, whatever. Even listening to people talk about that, it's just lunacy. Oh, this is Dalton's team. Like, motherfucker wasn't even there before. Like, how the hell is he get any team? He sucks Mondo ass. Let's just be real. He sucks ass. Just not even fucking. Let's just not go there. He's terrible. So I don't know why they're going to do that. If you just it's bad luck to start a rookie quarterback in week 1. I don't know, but that's as good an excuse as any, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they'll go the San Diego route and fucking puncture his lung in week 2, and there we go. Justin Fields is in. Bam.
Yeah. The accidental injection.
Accident. Oh shit! I slipped and stabbed you. All right, get the other guy in. I don't know. It's nuts.
Poor Tyrod.
Yeah, poor Tyrod. I agree. He doesn't deserve. Where is he at now? He's in Houston, right? He's the guy in.
He might be
the probable guy in Houston. Whatever the fuck's going on there. So.
Till Cam comes to town.
Yeah, right. Till someone stabs him again.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Tim's team here. It's again not flashy, but I'm sure he'll score a million goddamn points like he always does. So fun, hooray! All right, we'll swing on now. We're getting into ladies' night in the draft. I'll start with Kelly's fun team. You take Aaron Jones. You got the running backs. She loves that Russell Wilson. He did good things for her last year, so why not? Thielen fun. Minnesota. God knows what's going on up there, but. These are some picks. I don't think they're terrible picks. They're interesting picks. You got the Vegas backfield, which is fine to take that, that handcuff situation. But these are some picks that, I'll say they don't jump out at me as phenomenal, but, they're not horrible either. You never know what you're going to get out of this. That is fun squad. Only one quarterback right now, so it's bold, but don't mean nothing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I really don't see any mistakes here. I think the only one that was potentially there is Kenny Gainwell, because I'm not so sure, he amounts to anything this season. I think he did make the team. And I guess T.Y. Hilton's completely broken now, but productive in the finale. But T.Y. Hilton now broke his neck, I guess. So there's one less chance for T.Y. Yeah,
reserve. Poor guy. Man, he just fell off a cliff. Not even that old. He's 31. Jesus, not even that old. But
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Fell right off a cliff. But that gives her some play there. Make some waiver picks. Pick up some dudes. I'm sure there's some studs. They're gonna merge right off the bat. So there always are. But, we'll see how it goes. Hey, it's fun. It's crazy. Everybody loves their tight ends. It's a good tight end pick, at least. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of love of tight ends, we're gonna slide right to Mrs.
Team tight end.
Right. Team that real tight end. If she started a strip club, it'd be called tight end for sure. Tight end, which isn't a terrible name for a strip club. So I think you got something going there at least.
Yep, it works.
Right down in the Carolinas, they definitely need some tight ends down there. Anyway, you look at this team and it's not bad. It's not a bad team at all. There's a lot of weird picks. TJ Watt, for some reason, up early. I don't know. And then James Conner. I know she's been after James Conner ever since I picked him up off the waivers. But I don't know, unless we know Chase Edmonds is going to go down right away. That's a tough pick. who knows? I mean, Edmonds isn't like a super stud, so Connor could come out and be a star lead back, and that offense is high powered. So
Yeah.
It's not insane, but for an 8th round pick, it feels insane at least.
Feels a little expensive. A little expensive.
But either way,
the
slide down.
T.
Yeah. There's just too many. Rob Gronkowski. I guess that's just purely off a name. It's like Hardesty.
Ontario Hardesty.
Ontario Hardesty. It's off a name alone. Rob Gronkowski, because even if he's going to do some things, he's not going to do enough in that offense for sure. But Brady still loves him. He'll get a touchdown every now and then.
Yeah,
he's not going to get any kind of volume. You're not going to throw him the fucking ball with everybody else around him. There's just no way he's getting it.
He's just going to have to get lost in that shuffle. I don't see how. I mean, there's so many mouths to feed down there, and they still have OJ Howard.
It's true.
They still have another tight end that's just as big and just as good at catching. So
he's been hyped for years. He's due to break out, right? I agree. It's a tough pick. It's fun, I guess, to have, but for especially so high, she could have absolutely got him in the last round without any issue. I don't think anybody was taking Gronk in this draft.
Well, instead, her last round pick was Colvid Beasley.
Yeah, my God. I mean, she's just asking questions, okay? Just asking. But yeah, I mean, from a football point of view, I guess Cole Beasley will get looks, right? And those little white slot receivers always get.
He's got it.
And that, that's again, a big offense, but assuming he doesn't kill himself throughout the season. But, the sneaky, right? The Marlon Mack pick late was a sneaky pick. Sure, Taylor's the number one guy, but Mack was hyped until he got hurt, so he was doing great.
Well, that's my favorite, irony pick in this whole thing. That Marlon Mack could have been kept for a better value of pick than she picked him up for in this draft. He could have been kept for a last rounder, and then was drafted for a 15th. So go figure. But
he went right back home. I mean, I guess I don't know what the keepers were. Was it Brown, Kelsey, and
that's kind of like the team saying,
Anderson,
"Hey, listen, I know we only owe you league minimum this year, but we're going to pay you veteran minimum salary." That's kind of what this feels like. They just called him into a meeting and they're like, "Listen, we're going to give you a raise, even though you haven't done anything in a year."
You're hurt, but I want to make you feel better about yourself before we start the season. So coming right out. Interesting, but hey, whatever. Overall, other than the tight ends, was Rob Gronkowski. He puts together a stellar camp. Well, 13 days ago, RotoWire was happy about it.
No.
But that was a total accident click. But hey, I look at this. You look at the team, and it's not bad. It's pretty solid overall. The waivers are definitely going to have to be played because I don't know. TJ Watt's a great player. I don't know that he's a fantasy guy. I don't know how many points he gets. What did he do? Was he the 5th linebacker overall?
I don't know if I believe that.
Player rank. I can't. It's not showing me. No,
Last
he has fantasy points.
stats.
He's not getting many. With tackles are like 3-4 game. He's not getting any points.
It's because he's getting sacks. He's not really getting the run stopping tackles or any of that shit.
Yeah, this isn't giving us the points for some reason, but
go figure.
Here we go, some points. Yes.
They're
probably ranking him for defensive lineman 19th or something like that.
Yeah. Listen, every year we have a team exactly like this in the league. I think this is the first time that it's happened to Mariah. But there's usually a team that has a really good starting lineup, and then when you look at their bench, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" I feel like this is Mariah's team this year. I love Lamar, AJ Brown. Yeah, who was your first round pick? Kelsey. Robbie Anderson. I like that starting lineup. I guess you throw in Derrick Henry as a running back.
Right, and then Henry and Hunt will get some more. You got these number 2 guys that get some more.
But then it falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
I guess you trust Corey Davis now because there's no one else to throw to in New York but him.
Yeah, Corey Davis did pretty good, and he did a pretty good season in Tennessee last year too. So
he did.
He's a solid guy. He's not a great guy. He's if you need someone to fill, a bye week slot, he's good to plug in. But New York. Who knows how that's going to go? I don't know. It's the Jets. They're always a fucking disaster. Although, who was it last year? I had Jameson Crowder. He had a pretty solid season for the Jets. So
Yeah.
that's what it is. They might pump out somebody. You never know. So we'll slide over to Mr. Wirtz, who was the number 1 point getter last year.
Mm-hmm.
Not get lost in the shuffle, though. Flamed out in the playoffs pretty quick. With an interesting team, he was just like all over the place. It was, not so great, and then just like on the fucking moon for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then just kind of came right back down again. So, it happens. You want that on the moon from weeks like 14 to 17, but it was something. We look at the team now. You start solid, huge, big running back boys. Good receivers. We're going tight ends again. I don't know. This was one thing to call it is fucking how many tight ends were picked in a league where no tight ends are required. It's just incredible. But I don't know that if everybody forgot that or what. But either way, I mean, barring that pick, there's a lot of good keeps, a lot of good receivers. Cooks, Lockett. I mean, he's got guys to replace. Deontay Johnson's, probably going to be the number 2/number 1 in that weird offense. As long as Big Ben's not total ass, he should get a lot of luck. But there's no guarantee on that right now because fucking old and sucks. But I can't throw the ball more than 5 yards. But otherwise, still good overall. The quarterback situation's a little bit hairy with only Tom Brady in there. I don't know. That's very bold, I think. Especially with you see all the guys that were drafted after Tom Brady. Some of these were keepers, but not all of them. You could have picked up somebody else other than fucking Khalil Mack for some goddamn reason. I don't know. But Sammy Watkins, who's never going to do anything. I saw that he dropped Mattinson for Crosby already, so getting rid of the handcuff right off the bat. But there's a lot of talent, though. Robinson should be solid in Jacksonville. The running back situation looks good. Receiver situation's looking solid. Quarterback is questionable, and then you go from there.
I think this is probably the deepest running back core in the league right now. I mean, you've got 2 really, really, really good running backs. Probably arguably the number 1 overall player if he continues to play well, Dalvin Cook. And he was last year, right? It wasn't CMC because CMC was out. So
either him or Kamara, I think, was number 1 because of that big game.
So I mean, Dalvin and then Travis Etienne gets hurt for the entire year, leading the way for another James Robinson only backfield until they decide to sign somebody else who gets cut. But who knows if that actually happens? But and then Joe Mixon looking for a little bit of a resurgence. So this is a decent looking team yet again. Mm-hmm. I got faith in Tom Brady. I mean, Tom was I think QB7 last year. And he still has all those targets in a Bruce Arians air raid offense.
I know he hasn't yet, but at some point he's gonna fall. The TB12 can only last for so long. I'm not saying it's gonna be this year. I'm not saying it'll be next year. At some point, I think the thing is there's just no backup plan for that. So if Tom Brady does have an issue, that's going to be the issue. It's going to be scrambling for somebody, I guess. Maybe someone will break out here, but maybe it'll go for Mac Jones, I guess, now that he's the number 1 boy.
I just can't ever bet against the man. Can't ever bet against the man.
You can't. It's concerning, but I'm not saying it's going to sink the team or anything.
That's true.
It's just concerning. That's all. But either way, it'll be a team you got to work out for, my week 1 opponent. So we'll see fun. And then we go to, the D-Lo team, of course. This fucking team and his fucking keepers. But
easily the best 3 keepers in the league. Easily.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue against fucking Mahomes and McCaffrey. It doesn't even matter. Jefferson. They're almost number 1 at each position. So Jefferson, but he's up there. Yeah. So, the keepers, they're looking good. Always good keepers. McCaffrey had injury troubles last year, and that really sinks it. You look at the rest of the team. I don't know. These are some picks that could pan out, I guess, but they're not really up front looking great. I mean, Chase, rookie might be a stud. Who knows? I don't know. But Julio, I don't know. He was falling off a little bit, and it's Tennessee. Tannehill's not bad, but they're going to rely really on Derrick Henry, so. That's not going to be a huge, heavy passing game. And, Claypool's had some stellar games, but he's, definitely the number 3 on the depth chart. best, I would think. You know, he might get some looks. Again, that's an offense that is reliable on a quarterback that, I don't know, he's not going to be throwing for 400 yards anymore, probably. So, and you got at least 3, stellar targets, and he loves his tight ends, and fuck, who knows out of there. Waddle, another tough pick, and the running backs. I don't know, Jones, Fournette. Fournette had some good games. I don't know. It's just crazy. And then we slide down, and we got 2 linebackers kept, 2 defenses drafted, 2 linebackers drafted. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what to say about this team. It's like the keepers are astounding, phenomenal. It's a top-heavy team. But after that, this could be another one here. The starting lineup looks phenomenal. The bench, I don't know what we're doing here.
I agree. Yeah, it was so great until round 9, and then I'm like, what the fuck? Excluding Mahomes and Jefferson, and actually, right. I guess it was great until round 7 or 8. But I understand the need for defense. I drafted Micah Parsons. That's different. You and we talked about this during the draft when we were talking. I despise Micah, but that's neither here nor there. I don't dislike the Chuba Hubbard pick, but then you double it up with Zerline, Bush, and the Dolphins defense. So it's like I don't think you need backups for those positions in particular, but whatever floats your boat, D'Lo.
It works. He's always a team in contention for something. So that's right. So there's that. And again, the top heavy. You feel, but if McCaffrey has some injury troubles, or Mahomes, he had some injury troubles too, I think.
2 seasons ago, yeah.
Right, and I don't think there isn't a backup quarterback on this team either. So again, we didn't plan for anything there. So it's right, of all the backups you get, quarterback is probably an important one, I guess. But okay, sure, whatever. 2 linebackers and 2 defenses, but whatever floats your boat. Not gonna make me lose sleep, I guess, if he wants to do those things. They'll work. I'm sure he'll score 180 points at least twice against me this year. So I'll be eating all that shit anyway. So all right. But anyway, we'll slide over to Lyle's team, division winner last year, and just still snake pitting in the playoffs. He doesn't just always runs out of steam at the end, but I feel like this is one of his better drafts, though, at least from my point of view. I thought it was good at the start, but Najee Harris, right? Did we question that it ended up being a computer pick, but I guess it was a computer pick from his stable of players. So I don't know if he really wanted him there, but it's probably going to be a solid pick all around. Waller, he loves I think the one thing I think we've always said about Lyles, he's definitely looking for those sleeper picks, like those dark horse kind of guys. It's like a hipster draft, I would say. Like, ooh, I'm going to go find that that special microbrew in there, and it's like, yeah, see, told you that fucking peppermint berry schnapps, cotton candy shit was the shit. I told you. But yeah, those are some interesting picks. They get better as you go. The later round picks are, I think, much better. The Deshaun pick early was, tough, but you already got Dak there, and as long as his ankle's facing the right direction, that's you're solid quarterback position. But it's an interesting lineup. I don't know. I think we always feel that every year, but he always puts together good teams. Yeah, they'll come together one way or the other. So,
look, unfortunately, this team's already kind of been bitten by the injury bug. I think DeAndre Swift is in danger of maybe not playing this week. ETN, we already know, is probably out for the year. Mostert, I think, got banged up the other day, so it's not looking great on this running back front. Explosive, but never mind. He was explosive in the preseason finale. Who the fuck was
3 days ago? Anything could happen in the last 3 days.
Someone got hurt on the 49ers backfield. I thought it was Mostert. Maybe it wasn't. But 4-month timeline. So look, I like the Darren Waller pick. I think Darren Waller, was probably going to go within the next 6 or 7.
Sure.
Honestly,
one of those tight ends worth drafting.
Yeah, Darren Waller would not have made it past me, I don't think, in the beginning of the next round. I can boldly say that. Yes, and that means I would have taken him over Mike Evans. So Yeah, and Sleeper wouldn't have screamed at me like it fucking did on
He
Saturday
was.
night. But
Whoa!
wow. But anyway, yeah, there's nothing really wrong with this team. I mean, this pains me with every ounce of my being because I feel like I'm cursing the guy, and I'm not trying to. Maybe because every prediction I make seems to be wrong. Devonta Smith seems to be the new T.Y. Hilton to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, stature wise, they always reminded me of the two. They reminded me of each other. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just weird. I know he's smooth. I know he gets open, but I have this feeling that just because we're in Philadelphia and we can't have nice things when it comes to wide receivers, he's definitely going to be
It's true.
a flash, and then we may never see him again. So
As long as he's flashing in the right weeks, I guess that's all that matters.
that's true. That's true. But
It's
yeah,
not,
overall, I don't think it's a bad team. I question the Watson pick, but I kind of understand the merit for it. If you're going to get him in the 9th round, he comes back and maybe, doesn't have to serve an indefinite suspension because of whatever.
go to jail either one. Who knows?
Yeah, you could be
Right.
looking at a decent pick for, keeper for next season. Who knows? But yeah,
It's true.
I mean,
It's interesting. We'll have to see on that one. Only time will tell.
and don't sleep on that Cleveland Browns defense. I'm actually surprised they lasted until the 14th round. They've got some great edge rushers, which equals points every time you get a sack. So even though you may give up a couple points, and I mean, not to rub it in on all you Steelers fans, but you saw what happened in that playoff game. I mean, it's not a bad defense. Not a bad defense in the slightest.
No, it's not a bad defense. Not at all. You get some tough opponents, offensively, but no, not a bad defense at all. And you got some turnover prone type players they play against. So it's, definitely not bad. That's a good, could be a good sleeper pick there. I'm down to the 14th. So then we go to the former champion there, Mr. Papa.
Mhm,
All right. Some good keepers, right off the bat. He kept some solid running backs, Gibson and Chubb. Those are some great running back picks. And you start off the bat firing away for a quarterback. And quarterbacks do get the most points. That is a fact. So it's always important to have a good one. I think Kyler Murray is still kind of the book out on where he's really going to be. He's definitely got talent and he's got a team around him. So he could be, you could be looking at Lamar's MVP season type of guy, or, he might be more like last year where he's going to be the pack kind of guy. So it's, you never know. So, but it's a bold pick. I think you go for it. It's not terrible. Again, we got all these, traditional guys are getting older, and they will slow down at some point. Say Rodgers is a stud, but that, other than Adams, that team is still fucking terrible. So, receiver core wise, it's still pretty shit. So,
oh yeah,
it's just like, it's just those things. Those guys are going to fall down, and some guys are getting old, and things will happen. But otherwise, we look at this receiver cores. We go out the bat. Godwin, Higgins, Lambs, some studs right out there. Guys that will fight for a time. They're in, except for Higgins more or less, but Godwin, Lamb are in loaded receiving cores. So it's always those things you get tough. They're great players individually. They might have to get a timeshare. Yeah, it's always tough. Picked up Blake. Good. That's always a good pick there. Fucking Blake is, feels like an under the radar type of guy, but he's always, he fucking lit it up for me last year. The dude gets, 10 tackles a game pretty consistently. So, again, that's solid, right? Those linebacker picks are important, as someone who doesn't have one currently on his team is saying. So, but still, they are important. They get you points. There are some studs that are, going to get you the points. So it's, scoop them up. It's always important. We slide down a little more. And, again, the running back core is pretty good, pretty solid. Maybe a Sermon, you think you're a San Francisco guy that went down with an injury? Nope, preseason's down. Not me either. Anyway, good solid running backs in case one guy's up. Got some picking up old man Marv down from Jacksonville. That dude's always going to do something. So he's a good backup guy to plug in there. And Daniel Jones, obviously that's a homer pick, but he's still potential. He's got a solid offense around him too. So He's a guy that could be something, and if he is something, then that's a good keeper pick long term. But yeah, unsurprisingly, there's a lot of Giants on this team. But what do you expect?
Yeah, this team's not too terrible. I don't like the fact that there's a lot of Giants on this team. I'm a little concerned with that. I think that
not the
offense,
big time Giants, other than Blake. Well, I guess there's only
it's
Blake
Jones, it's Jones and Tony, yeah. But
Jones and Tony. Those are the two.
yeah, that's really it. But look, it's a pretty solid team. I have nothing really negative to say about it, or nothing too crazy positive to say about it either. I think that's I like the Kyler pick in the first round. I think that's good, especially based off of what your keepers were and what you needed. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a team that'll again compete and be in the middle of it. And we'll see. I don't think anything crazy to look at. Then we go slide down to the first runner-up, Mr. Conlon, who decided to basically just keep his same receiving core. I think he threw DeAndre back, picked him right back up, and that was a hell of a receiving core last year in Hopkins, Diggs, and Hill. Though Hopkins now he might quit because he doesn't want to get a vaccine. Cortisone shots are fine, vaccines not fine. So we just got to know where to draw the line. Someone just got to sneak it in there, I guess. Do him a solid and just sneak it into one of his steroid shots. It'll be fine. Never know the difference, but otherwise, this is again, one of these teams where the starting lineup's looking pretty solid, and then after that, looking questionable. You got a great receiver core. You got Jonathan Taylor in the running back spot. And then, we got a lot of receivers. I didn't even realize that there's only two running backs on this team, Taylor and Williams. So that's already dicey right off the bat. And TJ Lawrence, we're going for it. And Wentz, those are, again, interesting quarterback picks. Lawrence, we don't know. He could be good, but it's Jacksonville. He's a rookie. I don't know. You look at there was some good rookie play last year, but those guys had solid teams around them. So Jacksonville doesn't. It's Jacksonville. They're not going to be built for a passing game ever. I think that's just I think that was probably something they signed in their league charter when they became a team, is they can't have a great passing game. So you got to feel for that. Hawkinson. I think that's a questionable pick. Period. Let alone fifth round.
I'd highly disagree with you, actually.
No, you're going to like Hawkinson? You're going to go with him finally?
I love Hawkinson. There is no one else in Detroit right now that's supposed to catch the motherfucking football.
True, but it's still Jared Goff. And,
look what Jared Goff did to the likes of Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee. He always threw to his tight ends short. He's the king of the check down. Jared Goff is now becoming king of the check down. He's the new Phillip Rivers. And outside of the 1 year that he satisfied both Cook's Cup, or all three, Cook's Cup and Woods, that was the only time that he didn't have two tight ends that actually fucking did shit. And that's because they couldn't keep one of the two of them on the field the entire time. That, now granted, this is different. We're up in Detroit. It's a different offense. It's not the same Sean McVay offense. I understand. But who else is going to catch passes? I know I picked up Tyrell
nobody
Williams.
catch passes. Maybe they'll just go in 0-17. They're just going to fucking score 3 points.
They're honestly taking flyers. It's between Amon-Ra St. Brown, Hawkinson, and Tyrell Williams for the number one target there. And it could, quite frankly, end up being DeAndre Swift. the fucking running back when he actually comes back.
Right. It is a disaster of a situation. I think we can all agree on that. I don't know. I think he's prove it to me and then I'll start believing kind of thing. I'm not saying that it's good. He's got the volume, but let's see that motherfucker do something. And then I'll say it's not.
This whole draft on this team, not to shit on Conlon too much, is incredibly bipolar to me. I feel like there was some great picks. And then there was a whole lot of what the fuck was this?
Yeah.
So I think that you hit the nail on the head. You only have two running backs on this team. One of them's a fucking rookie. So that's a huge problem. And then I think you're very solid with Hopkins and Diggs. Don't get me wrong. But then I don't trust Rashad Bateman. I don't trust Fuller. Michael Gallup's not bad, but I still don't trust him in that offense when there's so many.
No, yeah, he's definitely third fiddle at best. So,
and we saw that when Tua came in, Devontae Parker didn't do anything, and then Hill is fine. You will never find a bigger Carson Wentz fan.
I know you've been high on him. Oh yeah,
I love Carson, but I don't love fantasy football Carson Wentz. I don't.
Yeah, he had the year, right? The MVP year.
MVP
was good,
season.
and everything else has been a disaster ever since, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been rough. He is back with Frank, and Frank does work wonders. Shout out to Frank Reich, who went to high school with my mom and dad. But I don't know if I trust him. He just doesn't have targets there. T.Y.'s dead. It's Pittman and Pittman and Jonathan Taylor.
Pittman. Yeah, that's right. I think you just want to knock this draft is just based on what it had. At this point you have 3 starting receivers.
Yeah. Boom, 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 great.
Boom.
And then
start trying to get some, running backs. There's definitely these guys out here, that aren't, there, but you would take a flyer on James Conner or Fournette or somebody. I mean, you could find something also out there too. But,
I think Mostert was out there at that point. I don't think Lyle kept Mostert.
I don't think that was a keep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was. Yeah. So, and fuck, it's just, that was one of those that, just the strategy wasn't there, I guess, but you never know. I think we again, probably circle around saying a lot about Collins teams, but they always find a way. So it's like, fucking the Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. So just expect them to be there at the end somewhere doing something. It's going to make no sense, but it's going to happen. So, exactly. Right. So then, of course, we can slide to the team. I feel so good about this team, so it's going to be absolute fucking disaster of a season. Just right off the bat, just waiting. I love my keepers, kept 2 running backs, solid ones, like taking Carson right off the bat, build that receiver core out with some dudes. The Smith pick, I didn't really want to pick. I fucking panicked, and I didn't realize that it would auto pick from my queue, which I kind of wanted it to do. I couldn't get to the player to pick it, and so I was like, fuck it. And I thought this would have been an okay pick, but I think he's hurt already, and God knows what you're going to get out of New Orleans anyway. But still, though, I think otherwise he was going to be a backup anyway. Take a flyer on Baker. He's got a team there. He could be a good solid backup. I think some of these receivers could do something in the end. Jacoby Myers. Again, maybe Mac Jones is a stud, and you got to throw the ball to somebody, I guess. So. Could be another one of those situations. It just works out and just getting volume if need be. And Shepard, I think he's sitting there, right? He can easily sneak in behind Galladay now, looking at the solid number 2. He's always been a solid guy, and I think he's got a rapport with Jones. So hey, what the hell, right?
I'm with you.
So yeah, I feel all right about this team. I had my strategy and built out a receiving core, and fuck it, go from there.
Yeah, I like it, man. I think you've got a great, strong receiving core. I like the stack with Herbert and Keenan. The Juice always gets you consistent points week in, week out. Tyler Boyd, who knows if he's where he fits in that receiver pecking core. It's going to be different with Joe Burrow, hopefully playing a full season this year. In terms of defenses, again, you picked a really solid D that doesn't allow people to score. It has a much better ball control quarterback now on the other side of the football too. And you still have Aaron Donald sacking people. Then Tucker always kicks his 60-yarders. I'm surprised. Tucker in the test.
I really took that pick as just a spite to D'Lo pick because I figured after he took Parsons he was going to go right for a fucking kicker. Man, fuck him. I'm going to take that goddamn kicker. But it's whatever. You get a kicker, he's solid. Why not? You get those points, and
yeah. And the Flyers at the end aren't bad either. Who knows what Mac Jones is going to do when Jacoby Myers steps in the field? No one knows shit about Mac Jones yet. So Mac Jones, he could try to he could be a gunslinging dude. I doubt it that Belichick's going to take chains off him, but I'm sure he'll shackle him down a little bit. But who knows? They've been hurting.
You gotta wonder. Yeah, you got to wonder what you can get out of that team because I mean the defense isn't, like amazing that it's going to control games, and you have no running game really. So I mean, you have to score points somehow.
And they just lost Gilmore for an extended period of time. I forget what happened to
So there
Steph
you go.
Gilmore. So there's your if he would have played last year, I'm assuming would have been your maybe twice reigning defensive player of the year because he was so good in the season prior.
Yeah.
Even though they usually don't hand the same reward out to people back to back unless you're Reggie White or whatever. But they, look, someone they need a receiver in New England.
True.
They need someone
They really
to catch
don't have
fucking
one.
football.
Yeah.
They don't. Edelman is old and gone.
He's
Someone has to
retired,
catch
yeah.
the football. Yeah, so
Right? Yeah.
might as well be
It's-
Jacoby.
Jacoby or Harry, right? And Keel Harry. I think really two.
And we all know that people from Boston love people named Jacoby. Like Jacoby Ellsbury was his best when he was a Red Sox. He sucked
Got a
dick
point
when he
there.
went to go be a Yankee. So
He did.
Jacoby Myers, there's got to be something to this,
There's some science there. I'm sure there's something
Yeah.
to it.
Either
Yeah,
he's going to be great or he's playing the wrong sport.
Yeah, that's either possible, equal likely. Yeah, so I feel good. I feel good about the team, so I'm sure it's going to be a fucking disaster. I don't know. I got my Pit Boys in there. I got Tire Boy just on college affiliation alone, but he's always been a solid guy. I mean, he's not your your number one flashy dude, but he's a solid workhorse. He's going to get the looks and get some touchdowns and Burrows. He's finally got maybe a better quarterback to deal with. So we'll see on how these and Landry Jarvis. He's always that guy that he's really solid. He's not getting the big name kind of looks, but I mean, fuck. Hopefully, right if Beckham comes back and healthy, then he's the number 2, and I'm sure and Baker loves him. So fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that works out pretty well. But yeah, we'll see. I don't really know how it's going to play out, but we're just going to go for it. I'm going to pull up the goddamn. Where the hell is the goddamn league standings on here?
Yeah, the little icons are kind of fucking me up. There we go.
No,
You can scroll down. You can scroll down.
There we
go.
Yes, okay. Yes. So yes, to everybody, we're gonna just do a quick look at our divisions who were renamed, redrafted. Schedules are made, so everyone knows what they're doing. Right, the Magnificent Bastards and Professional Degenerates is a very highbrow, I think, division names. Our dearest friend Tim came up with them, and we'll get his reward soon for doing such. And I like that. I feel it's classy. I like the classiness to those names, so it's fun. They're not. It's good. It's good, classy humor, classy lowbrow humor. So it's good. I like it. But we start off with again. We're not in the same division. I don't know if we've been in the same division for quite some time now, but it's the way the cookie crumbles.
We were in the same division last year.
Were we last year?
Yes.
Well, fuck
I've been stuck with you and D'Lo forever. This is the first time I get to break away from you two motherfuckers.
I don't think D'Lo was in our division last year, was he?
I don't know. I feel like I've been
Whatever.
stuck with playing against you or D'Lo or both of you for a very long time.
Fine. Either way, I look at this team, now this division right here. I just random draw pick it. It's a really fuck you division. As in 5 of the teams were just 5 out of the 6 playoff teams last year are in this division, and then Mariah's team missed the playoffs by like 15 season points. So, okay, right off the bat, it's you're looking at the top half, just done from based on last year at least. So that's great. We're gonna fucking kill each other at the end. I don't know. I feel like I got a pretty strong team. I think if I look outside of it, I think every other team in this division has the potential to, put up 200-point games, but I'm not looking at consistency out of everybody. I don't know. I think Alex and probably Lyle will be the most consistent. I think D'Lo's and Cody's teams, me and Mariah's teams, they can come out and go gangbusters, but I don't know that they're going to keep doing it every week type of teams. But those are my thoughts on that. The 3, I don't know what you see in this fuckhole of a division.
I concur. Do you want me to just give you my who I think wins it?
Sure. I mean, yeah. Any kind of analysis you want to go for.
So I think this division's Cody's this year. I like Cody's team. Like I was saying earlier, I think it's the strongest running back core that's out there. I know that he dropped, his handcuff or whatever, but I'm not
Sitting
exactly
right there.
racing to the waiver wire to go pick up Alexander Madison. I don't have
No, I
room
don't think
for
too
him
many
on my
people do.
roster. If someone gets hurt, well, maybe I will, just so I can hold ransom for him and
Sure.
try to get like a Darren Waller like I did last year.
Yeah, that's
But
what you did last year, right?
yeah. But I do think there's something to it, and I like the way that his team is shaping up. I like the picks at running back. I like Tom Brady. I I guess he needs a kicker right now, or he just has Crosby
They
benched.
just picked up Crosby, yeah. So
With I think there's just a lot of potential there. I personally, we'll get into this all next week, but I think he's got a nice 3-headed monster that he can turn into a 2-headed monster at running back, and then just have the receivers meet their floors. And I think he's fine.
yeah.
So I pick him to win it. I pick you to be wild card, and actually Alex to be another wild card.
Fair enough. I never win a division, so it's a smart pick. Don't ever pick me to fucking win because I won't. So it's good. Smart pick. All right, we'll slide down to the professional degenerates, which last year didn't look like weren't playoff teams, but it's not like this is a slouch of division. You got Conlon making it all the way in, and I think you, Tim, and Grant did make the playoffs, had solid teams. You were Mr. Unlucky. Tim was, I guess, a different version of Mr. Unlucky because he scored gangbusters, but the record didn't work out. And I think Grant's just waiting his way in, but he knows his shit, so it's going to come around eventually. So, yeah, and again, Kelly's team always provides that sleeper value. She's always building solid teams, and you never know what they're going to do. I mean, it was close last year and almost made it. And you got Rachel, who will put it all together sooner or later. So,
yes, sir.
It's tough. It's its own set of toughness. I think I want to look to. I think honestly, I look at the 4, 5, 6. I think you, Tim, and Grant are the solid guys, but it's tough to pick against Conlon's receiving core. I mean, it's just, they're the fucking that's the best by far, and they're going to get the looks and the volume and the touchdowns, and really injuries is the only thing going to slow that down. So, I think he's got a good chance to win the division. And since I don't want to jinx you, I think I'd pick Tim to come out of this one, just because he's always there to come out of this fucker.
Yeah, I agree with you. I picked Tim to come out of this one too. I've got Conlon as a wild card right now. It depends on how well his running backs hold up. I mean, only having 2 of them out there.
Quarterback situation too, really.
Yeah. He really only has to throw Jonathan Taylor out there every single week. I do think Wentz bounces back. I just don't know if it's going to be fantasy relevant bounce back. But hey, look, that you can pick up a quarterback at any given time because that's just kind of how the way the football goes. And if he needs running back help, come see me because I'd be willing to make a deal.
You love it. That's what I want to see. I'll
give you Sony Michelle for free. Well, not for free, but I'll give you Sony Michelle for somebody.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody you can, like, I don't know.
DeAndre Hopkins.
He might never play, so it's fine. He might retire. So it's a safe pick. You get a guy that's not going to retire versus a guy that might retire.
It's true.
I think that's safe,
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think it'll be tough and good. I mean, we don't need to go make any kind of predictions who's going to win it all, unless you want to, because I think that's just a complete fucking crapshoot. So
I think we do. I think we do. I think that's we got to do it. We got to go for it just for the sake of bullshitting. And I win it all. You know why, Mike? Because no one beats off to grandma.
There you go. There it is. Finally got the stinger. Boom. Paid the credits.
Yeah. But I'm feeling good about this team, and I'm predicting that the trophy comes home.
I think that's fair. It's a fair prediction. You just need, honestly, like we went through last year. You had 5 to 7 games. I remember it was within single digits. 7 within single digits. I mean, it's an easy flip. You could have had the number 1 team. I mean, easily. So it's it's got, as we've said for fucking 8 years now, it's got something's got to turn around at some point. There's really no logical way to get through this curse. It's a curse. It's clearly a curse. We don't know how to get rid of the curse. But I guess it's got to end at some point. Maybe if it's been 7 years, you get the 7 years bad luck for breaking glass or something. I don't know.
It's been 8.
Eight, yeah. So
8. Yeah, I won in 2013. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is 8. All right. Well, it's a good slide around. I think that's fair. I think I'm gonna try to pick a first time winner. I think that the fucking dickhead D'Lo will get his first. Finally, he'll break through.
All right.
With his stupid ass draft picks, but whatever. He always finds he plays the waivers, so making dumb draft picks doesn't matter. He'll make up for it somewhere, even though he spends no money ever. I don't know. He's got a crystal ball or something. Whatever it is.
I do think he gets off on that too. I think he's just secretly.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, fuck yeah, easily. And the thing is, he's never going to listen to this, so we can say whatever the hell we want about him. Fucking easily, he's jerking off to that. Oh, I got $200 still. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt,
dick.
Without a fucking doubt. But I will pick. I'm just going to pick a first time winner. I'll just throw his name out there, but I think it's going to be a first time winner this year. Whether that's him, Mariah, Lyle, Cody, you got any? Any of these people are candidates. I think could do it. So, I pick one of these fucking 4 here. First time winner.
Who's your Sacco, Mike?
Sacco, I don't want to. Oh, I don't know who I want to pick here. I do want to be able to sleep in my own bed, so I'm not going to go there. Yeah,
I see. I know where you're going, and I think I agree.
I'm gonna go with Conlon on this one because I think the draft was not there. He's got the team. I think he's gonna get someone's gonna get hurt, and the team is just gonna tank from there.
Ooh,
I'm gonna just go bold. I'm gonna go bold. No,
I like it. I like it. I unfortunately I gotta go. I hate to say it, Rachel. You're going from worst to worst.
I didn't want to say that either. So I'm gonna go outside.
Maybe that's really what's bold because I don't think anyone's ever repeated as the worst team. I came close. Close.
Rachel's had she had the first pick the last 2 years, but I don't remember if George's team was worse and we just bumped him back. I can't remember that, but
that could be it.
Could have been that because I know Grant started from the back because George fucked that team over, which whatever. We didn't have to do that to Grant, I guess, because not like George was tanking. So and he didn't return. So yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go bold on that pick. I don't know. Yeah, sure, he's got a solid receiving core, but I don't like anything else outside of that. Taylor's good. Taylor and the 3 chuckleheads, and then everything else is a question mark. So pull an injury there to somebody, and unless we're making some great waiver picks, I don't know. I'm making a pick. We're going to make a pick. We're going to live dangerously. So just fucking do it.
I like it.
Doesn't mean nothing, but we're going for it.
I like it. It's bold as fuck.
You're going bold as fuck. Yeah. Do it. That's good. It's the draft cap.
Draft cap is over. Next pod we'll have a guest star with us for the. We are literally less than 7 days away at this point from the kickoff of the season. Preview pod will be coming out Tuesday night, Wednesday morning ish because this is not going to come out. We're doing this on a Thursday, but this is not going to be fucking out until midday tomorrow, Friday at best. Because I'm just not. It's 10:30 already. I'm going to watch the fucking X-Men with, So I'm just
X-Men. Yeah, no problems there. It's good. Yeah, we'll give you your preview pod next week. We'll start firing out predictions. We'll maybe have a guest speaker. You got to tune in. Who it could be? It's going to be a question mark till then. And good luck to everybody again. This draft cap, as we discussed, the draft is only meaningful if you fuck it up, which I don't think anybody fucked it up. So it's really all about playing the waivers. And that you have to play the waivers. Everybody plays the waivers to championships. That's Absolutely. It. I'll tell that's the advice I'd say to anybody is just make picks, spend that money. I'm not saying drop $50 in week 1, but fucking spend the money. That's not going anywhere. There's no reason not to. I think right. And I think it's good advice. Like, you save it when you might need it at the end. Very unlikely that you're going to need, $70 in the last 3 weeks. It's problem. We might need that one piece. There's that one player out there, maybe, but unlikely. So don't take that attitude. Spend it when you need it.
It's true.
Have fun.
Yes.